Alright guys, I'm going to show you how to use the rowing machine today. So this is a easy one to mess up. I see a lot of people doing this in ways that I would consider to be wrong. So basically you want to treat this as if it's a bodybuilding or a powerlifting exercise, like a row, like a barbell row, like a row with a machine, anything like that. It's the same idea here. The only difference is that you're using much less resistance and you're doing much higher reps in a way, right? So if you do it right, it can be one of the best cardio full body workouts because you're able to move your legs, you're moving your upper body, you're moving your arms and shoulders, everything at once, right? And you can work on your kind of power production, right? So I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. But first off, getting your feet in these things can sometimes be a little difficult depending on how old the rower is and how functional it is. But usually they'll have adjustments here. So, for me, this is probably fine. It's maybe a little bit big of a space actually. So if I wanted to, I could take this, lift up a little bit, and move it down one notch. It was on 4, now it's on 3. That's on 4. Just shimmy that up there. So that looks a little better for me. Now, once you get your heels up in here, then you can tighten these straps. So that's just to make sure that your feet aren't really going anywhere while you're doing this exercise. Your feet themselves shouldn't be moving. Your heels might come up. That's kind of how it's designed, right, as you do this motion, just to make it more comfortable. But your feet should not be moving up and down, side to side, etc. So make sure these straps are pretty tight when you do get in. From here, we'll take the actual rowing handle. Depending on what intensity you have it set on, it'll either be really hard to pull or maybe not that hard to pull on the first one. Just keep in mind that once you get the momentum going, it's going to be easier. It's not going to feel like a resistance training exercise, but I want you to treat it like one in terms of the motion that we're doing. So usually you'll have a display up here, right? This will tell you how many meters you've rowed, how much time you spent. More advanced ones will give you the option to do intervals and stuff like that too, or even play games on it. But most of these Concept 2 rowers are pretty similar. So from here, I'm going to take a medium to wide grip on the rowing handle. It's up to you whether you take a full grip with your thumb over like that or a thumbless grip. I tend to do a thumbless grip because that's what I do with almost all of my pulling exercises. It's just more comfortable for me. I can feel my back engaged more. So give each of them a try and decide what works best for you. From here, we're going to work first on the leg motions. We're going to hold this thing in our hands, but we're not going to actually row with it yet. So I want you to think of almost pushing away with the legs, right? And extending them all the way. So it's like you're doing a squat or a leg press. You're coming forward, you're letting the heels come up a little bit, and then you're pressing through the heels and the bottoms of the feet to do this motion, okay? So once you've got this down, you can go a little bit faster with it, work yourself into it, and now we're comfortable with that, right? Just bend and extend, bend and extend. Now we can add in the row. So when we row, we want to think about pulling with our back first and then kind of finishing with the arms, okay? So we're tightening the back, the upper back, the scapula, pulling the shoulder blades back, okay? Pulling the shoulder blades back. One more time. Pulling the shoulder blades back and row all the way. Shoulder blades back and row all the way. Okay? So I'm really getting my chest up, really pulling the shoulder blades back, and then you can kind of feel yourself get into this rhythm. It gets a little bit easier from here, and then you can work on pulling a little bit harder. Okay? So notice I'm allowing my torso to move back and forth with the chain and the handle here too. I'm not just staying in this chest up position the whole time, okay? So, then to get out, gotta undo these straps. Sometimes they're a little tricky. Just hold one side of it, pull a little lever, and then loosen it up for yourself. I hope that helped a little bit. Like I said, this is one that I see commonly messed up. See people going too short of a range of motion, maybe not using their legs or their back all the way. Just treat it like you would any other kind of row movement, right? Anything else in the gym. It's the same idea, same movement, much less weight and resistance, much higher reps. And you do this enough, you do this 15, 20, 30 minutes at a time, you're going to get your heart rate up too, and you're going to burn some extra calories. So hope that helped, guys. I will see you in the next video. Take it easy.